Good evening, yogis. I hope you're having a great day. I'm Dina, and this is going to be a really dynamic flow. We'll get going in just a moment. Happy to see you and happy to lead you this evening. You're not going to need any kind of equipment, just yourself, just a really good attitude, and we'll start seated. So you can start to make your way there. As usual, you know, I'm just kind of your guide. The most important rule of thumb is just to listen to your body, to yourself. One of the beautiful things about yoga is you can customize everything. So if there's, you know, something you don't like, skip it. If you're feeling really energetic tonight, you can ramp up kind of anything that we're doing. So yeah, let's have fun. Let's move. Since we're starting off our week here, I'm hoping that this can be kind of a really great energetic start to your week. So you can find yourself into a seated position of your choice. I'm sitting cross-legged. It's a good option if you know, if that works for you today. And what I want you to do is sit up nice and tall, so get a little bit of length, sitting in a nice, confident position, moving the sit bones, the extra skin away from your seat, your glute. And then we're going to find a bit of softness and bring ourselves into the present moment. I like to start with a brief kind of meditation. So I'd invite you to close your eyes. Good. And as you sit nice and tall, also find a little bit of ease in this pose. And all I want you to focus on is just coming into this wonderful, gorgeous moment that we have right now. So see if you can put aside anything that's happened earlier in the day, anything you have to do later this evening, and just be here in this present moment. And as you inhale, I want you to take in as much positive energy, fierceness, strength, love, and light, all of the good things. And see if you can hold it at the top of that inhale. And then as you exhale, it's a real great opportunity to let go, to release anything that's not serving you. So we're just gonna sit here for a few more moments. So all I want you to do is to notice and feel the breath moving through your body. And as I said, inhale, and you're taking in anything positive you can muster. So we're bringing some balance, flexibility, energy, positivity, and then we're exhaling out all the garbage, all the anxiety, anything that's not serving you today. And your only concentration, your only focus is just taking it one move by one move, breath by breath, continuing to just feel and focus in on this breath, especially if something gets a little bit trying or frustrating. And keep those eyes closed a little bit longer, really connecting with where you are at this moment that we're in. Good, and then I encourage you, take the palms of your hands together, bring them to your heart center, and pay attention to where your thumbs are meeting with your heart center here. So yoga is about connection, the connection that we all feel in practicing together, the connection of your body meeting with the earth, meeting with your mat. So really kind of hone in on that. Hone in on how your heart is feeling right now. We're going to try to open it up, be really receptive in this practice today. And then you can gently blink your eyes open. Take the corners of your mouth and turn them up in a gentle, delicate little smile. Good, and then let's get going here. We'll ease into it. So I want you to bring your hands, we're gonna stay seated, so sitting up nice and tall. Your hands are gonna come out into a cactus position. And then inhale, we're gonna lift up, reaching those fingertips towards the sky. And then lower them down to cactus. Inhale, reaching up, finding some length, some extension, and then exhaling down your cactus. Inhale again, lifting up, spreading those fingertips out. Maybe the gaze comes up, And then bring it down to cactus. Again, inhale, up, stretching, feeling through your side body, through your torso, and then lower to cactus. And then let's take some small movements here. So the rest of your body should stay still, except you'll notice I'm just doing a little bit of pulsing in this cactus. So opening up those shoulders, getting our body nice and warm and loose. So a few more times, steady breath always. And then inhale, be really open with our chest, and then exhale to twist over to the right, sitting up as tall as we can, relaxing through our face, being really gentle and easy and kind with ourselves. Then inhale, come back to the center, open through that chest, and then exhale, turn over towards your left. Come back through center, and again, inhale, open, exhale, twist. And again, really easy, so we're very early on. Come back through center, inhale, nice and open heart, and then exhale, spinning over to the other side. And then come back to the front, and then we're going to do a few more pulses here. Those arms, good. Maybe you're feeling a little bit of waking up through their shoulders. It's a good thing. And I want you to take a little fist here with your hand, and then inhale, shoot those fingertips up. And then inhale, shoot them up. Just a few more times. 5, 4. Burst of energy. 3, 2. Like you're shooting off a little rocket. Good. And then let's turn this cactus upside down. See if you can keep everything else still. I like to early on in yoga practices do some subtle movements like this where you're just isolating one body part and you can really focus in on it. Just a few more times. And come up to your cactus, and then you can shake it out if you need it. Maybe roll those shoulders a little bit in both directions. And I want you to feel free to kind of play and be loose with your movements. We're going to inhale, open that chest again, and then exhale, round. Inhale, this is very good cat-cow position, but sitting here. So inhale, we're looking up, our drishti is coming towards the sky. And then exhale, we're rounding. Inhale, open. Exhale, round, hold out that body. And then let's sit up towards neutral. Extend our legs in front of us. Nice and long. And I just really want you to feel what's happening in your lower half as we do these little subtle movements. So sitting up tall, like we did before, you can move away that extra flex, so you're really sitting in your true sit bones. Your hands are lightly on your side here, sitting up tall, getting some length going. And then let's flex. You see my feet, hopefully. And then we're pointing. And we're flexing and pointing. Just being really present here in this practice. Flexing so much that your heels come off of the earth. Pointing, bringing those toes down closer to the ground. And then keep going. It should be very intuitive, so nothing to overthink here. Flexing, pointing. And as you do, notice how your entire leg is feeling. Is it activating? Is it starting to feel nice and strong? And then let's make some circles with those feet. So flexing, circle them around, and then back up. Same as I said, if you can keep the rest of your body really still so that you're isolating those muscles. Let's not forget about our breathing, and then let's reverse. It's almost like your feet are going on a little swimming adventure. As we sit up tall, as we keep that heart nice and open. Good, and let's grab our right knee and hug it in towards us. Sitting up nice and tall. Let's grab the left arm around and reach behind us. Inhale, sit up tall, and then exhale, twist in. See if you can look over that right shoulder. And notice what's happening with your inhales. See if you can take in a little more energy. And then exhale, release anything that's not serving you. Again, inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, twist a little bit further. And then we'll spin ourselves back towards the center. Let's take this knee, drop it out to the side. We're gonna do a little hamstring stretch. So inhale, lift up with those arms, and then bow forward, grabbing a hold of those toes, of your ankle, whatever you can grab. And then let your head and neck drop. Really stretching down forward. Using the breath to keep you nice and calm, keep you engaged. Just a few more seconds here. And then what we'll do is inhale, reach our arms up. We'll take the right arm behind, and then we're going to lift those hips up towards the sky. I don't have much space here, but seeing if you can let the head drop back. So kind of an early version of like a wild thing. Good, shoulders and everything are opening up, finding some space, and then let your hips drop. We're gonna switch that. So extend the right leg long, hug the left knee in, kind of grab around it with the other one actually. Take the left hand behind you. Inhale, sitting up nice and tall, and then exhale, twisting towards that knee. Inhale, sit up taller. Exhale, twist a little bit more. Notice the breath. One more time. Inhale, sitting up taller. And then really twist, looking past yourself. And then turn back to face me. Let's let this knee drop down. Inhale, reach up with those arms and fold forward, bowing over this leg. Once you reach your edge, your fullest expression of this posture, what you can do today, it's always about today, right? It's always about this moment. Then just stay there, be in it. Try to, notice what your body's doing, and then just stay here. Cultivating that mind-body connection. Let's lift up. Let's take the left hand behind, and then hoist those hips up and back. Wild thing. Good. Nice cleansing breath. Finding some energy, some power here. And then you can let those hips drop. Good. And then this time we're going to take both of those knees up towards the sky. We're going to reach underneath, maybe grabbing onto your thighs or underneath our kneecaps, and then coming up into Navasana, boat pose. So you can take your time here. The important part is really to lift that chest up. This is the first kind of taste of strength, so activating the core muscles, navel to your spine, and then see if you can let go of your legs. Maybe this is one option, this is another option with your arms up. Do whatever your body is calling for today. See, notice my legs want to splay out, but you're the boss. And then we're just gonna tap this foot down, and then tap the other foot, and then tap, and tap. Good, stay in it. Nice and easy with our breath, just a few more times. Beautiful, Navasana, and then hug those knees. I don't have much space, I'm gonna turn this way, but you're gonna rock and roll. You can start to build up a little bit of momentum here. Find a little bit of heat. And then enough momentum that you bring yourself up to all fours, to a tabletop position. Good. Let's get our alignment right. So making sure that your hands are directly underneath your shoulder blades, knees are right underneath our hips. And we're just gonna make some circles in one direction. So I really want you to feel like you can play here, you can be loose. It's the advantage of kind of practicing on your own, no judgment from anyone else. So, you can kind of let it go a little bit. If you want to rock a little bit forward, put a teensy bit of pressure on those wrists, and then sit back, and then forward and back again. Yeah, it's a little bit of a dance, a little play, a little looseness. We could all use it, couldn't we? Good, and then we'll bring ourselves back to neutral. If you need a little more cat-cow, it's certainly an option for you. Then what we're going to do is lower our forearms to the mat. Coming up in dolphin, so you can interlock your fingers, or you can spread your fingers out wide and try to plant them onto the mat. Tuck your toes, inhale, and we'll lift up. Good, so your gaze is gonna come back towards the back part of your mat. You can have your feet nice and hip width apart. We're going up and back with our our pelvis, those bums. So the lower half is identical to how you would do a downward facing dog, but instead of being up on our hands, this is a fun little alternative. It's also a good way to get yourself ready to do headstands. Staying here a little longer, and we'll inhale and take the right leg up and behind us, and then we're gonna do 5 little kicks here. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop that right foot, and then inhale, lift up that left leg. Keeping everything else where it is, we're just gonna do tiny little kicks. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gorgeous. Let that foot drop. Take a big step back so you're landing in a forearm plank. Hugging those ab muscles, squeezing the navel to spine, pressing down through those feet. Remember, inhale, taking in as much energy as you can and exhaling out all the bad stuff. And then we'll lower our bellies to the earth here. So you're landing in your Sphinx pose. You can untuck your toes. And let's loosen up our neck a little bit. So we're gonna look behind us to the left. And then spin our head forward. And then looking back to the right. And forward. And then drop your head down. And then lift it up. Then one more time. Kind of in a convoluted little circle. So looking over to the left. Spinning it to the front. Over to the right. I just want to feel loose everywhere. Looking down and then looking up. And you can drop your forehead down to the earth. We're going to have our hands directly underneath our shoulders. Let's do a few sets of Bhujangasana Cobra to warm up our backs. So inhale, take a low cobra. So it could just be a tiny little arch like this. Big toes are touching and they're really planted and glued into the earth. Breathing here. And then lower your forehead down. Relaxing for a moment. Very good. And then the idea is we wanna go a little bit higher every single time. So inhale, let's lift up more in our cobra. So maybe we come up like this, but we wanna be loose with our fingers. So we don't wanna be like relying on these arms too much. Gaze is straight ahead. And you're gonna try to bring these shoulder blades towards each other. A few more seconds. Noticing how your body's feeling in this position. Maybe this is great. Maybe you've been hunched over all day and you're like, I needed this. Maybe it's the opposite, but just notice and then lower your forehead. Release for a moment. We'll do one more back bend. So this time take a big inhale and lift up. If you're feeling ready, you can come into your upward facing dog. So pressing down with those hands. Thighs come off of the mat. And this is no accident. We're deliberately holding it for a little bit longer. You can tuck those toes, lift your hips up and back. Landing in your first downward facing dog of the practice. So we have a lot of us have rituals that we like to do in our down dogs. Maybe you want to walk your feet out a little bit, pedaling out. Maybe you want to bend your knees a lot so your belly comes close to your thighs. That way you can really extend through those shoulders, get that positioning right, and then slowly with finesse, straighten those legs out. Try to get your heels closer to the earth, really rooting down here. The idea with down dog is you want to feel like you could stay here forever. We won't, but you know, it's kind of that great default return position. So let's take our right leg, inhale, lift it up overhead. Bend that knee, open up your hips. You can make some big or small circles in one direction, the other. Good, and then bring that foot through so it comes between your hands. Drop your back knee, low lunge. Inhale, arms come up overhead. We're really opening that chest. And then exhale, folding forward. Let's keep moving like that. I want you to feel like you're dancing almost. So inhale up, exhale, fold. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up. And really looking back if you can, and then folding forward. And we'll come up. And then let's cactus our arms. We're gonna do that a bunch of times today because it's a great way to open up. Good, and then we'll inhale. This is gonna be a little deja vu, and twist over towards that leg to the right. Good, giving yourself a moment here, really feeling it, just being here. Take a big inhale, exhale it out, spin yourself back to the front. We'll lift our arms up overhead, and then we'll drop our palms to the floor, lift that back knee up, step back into your first plank. Let's hold this for a few seconds. Let's really bring that navel to spine. Strong, get in touch with your fierceness here. And then shift your hips back into your downward dog again. If you want to walk your dog out a little bit, rock on, by all means you can do that. We do have to stretch on the other side though, so let's inhale, lift that left leg sky high. Bend your knee, open up your hips, take some circles in both directions. Breathing as you do that. And then with a lot of grace and delicacy, bring that foot between your hands, drop your back knee. Same thing as the other side. So inhale, lifting up, opening your chest. Maybe your head comes back. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. And I'm talking a lot, you're not, so I'd encourage you, it's a great thing to listen for your breath. Listen for your heartbeat. Really pay attention to what your body's doing. And then we'll pause when we come back up here. Let's cactus those arms. Good opportunity to really open that heart. And then spin it over to the left. Hello. Use this as an opportunity to smile, to take the corners of your mouth and turn them up. Lovely. Turn yourself back to the front. Lift those arms up overhead. Drop them to the floor. You can lift the back knee up so you're here in a low lunge. And we're going to change things up a little bit here. So we're going to take that back leg, now that our hips are probably loose, and we're going to bring it forward and then switch. So left leg back and left leg forward. Right leg's back and then forward. Good, I told you we want to get some energy, some heat going to start off our week, so that's what we're doing here. Steady breath. Really seeing if you can step as long as possible. These hands are just here to kind of help you balance. We're not using them much at all, really. Just do one more time on each side. And then land in your forward fold at the top of your mat. So really allow yourself to get into a nice ragdoll here. Loose with those arms, real spaghetti action. Head is hanging heavy. Feel free to have a gentle bend in your knees. We're just starting to get into our standing posture, so take it easy on yourself. And then we'll inhale, slide your hands up your leg. Come to a flat back. And then exhale, fold again. And then inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Really flatten that back out. Gaze comes forward, folding it. Again, inhale, halfway up. Maybe your hands stay on the floor. And then fold over. So many different options. Inhale, halfway up. Fold, plant and press down through all 10 toes and circle those arms up and around, coming to our Tadasana. Let's bring our hands through our heart center. Close your eyes just for a moment here. We're just tuning into our breath. We don't want to forget about it. And as we did earlier, I want you to really connect and pay attention to those thumbs pressing against your chest here. We'll just use a moment of quiet here just to set our intention and just to kind of be here in the moment. Connecting with noticing where our feet are meeting the earth. And just feeling the energy of all of us practicing together. Blink those eyes open again, and let's flow a little bit more since we're standing here, right? So you're just going to sit yourselves into your Uttanasana, into your chair pose. It's a hard one to say. So you want to have your weight in your heels and extend those arms in front of you. See if you can sit a little bit lower. Breathing in, exhale it out. Let's fold over our legs. Inhale, come halfway up. Plant your hands, step back into your plank, and we'll move through our vinyasa. So lower either all the way or halfway down. Scoop up into your up dog, back to your down dog. You've been here before, right? Let's inhale, lift our left or right leg straight up overhead. Seeing if you can get the left heel closer to the earth. Finding some length, finding some connection. Let's take our right knee towards our nose, rounding your back, three-legged dog. Knee to our nose again, three-legged dog. Knee towards nose. Let's hold it for 3, 2, 1. Three-legged dog. And then this time, lightly bring your foot between your hands. Let's keep those fingertips on the earth. And we're going to introduce a little more movement. So let's take this back leg and hug it in and then shoot it back. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rising up in our crescent lunge, nice and balanced here. Getting as low as you can. Really strong. I'm going to adjust myself so you can see me better. Really strong bend in that right leg. Arms are sky high. Feeling all of those feelings. Feeling the energy pulsing through your body. Shooting up to those fingertips. And then let's open up in cactus. And then spin over to the right. Little twist. Inhale, come back towards forward. So inhale, we're going to reach up, extend those arms and legs, and exhale, lower. Inhale, reach, exhale, lower. Inhale, coming lower in our lunge, just a few more times. Extend, and we're going to open up, revolve into our Trikonasana, our triangle pose. So extend those arms long, jut that hip out, and then we're going to reach, reach, reach. Limited space here, apologies, till you can't reach any further. So then this hand drops, this arm comes straight up overhead, and your drishti, your gaze, comes up towards those top fingers. Take a big inhale, letting in some light, some love, some courage, some enthusiasm for this week we have ahead. And exhale out all that doubt, all that negativity. Let's bring a little more movement here. So stay with me. So we are going to go from triangle to a reverse warrior. And then triangle, so I'm extending my legs and my arms. And then I'm bending through this one, taking it back. And then Trikonasana, move at your own pace. You want to feel like you're moving through water. It's a little bit of a dance. And then up. And back. Getting long, really reaching. Maybe this arm comes over. And then this arm comes back. Just a few more times, Trikonasana. Peaceful warrior. Trikonasana. And when you land in this next peaceful warrior, stay there. Really enjoy it. You can take a half bind if you want. Or you can really reach that arm, down that leg. Bend into the right knee. Find your deepest, deepest posture of that you can today at this very moment. Good, and keep that bend through the right leg as we finesse our way into a warrior two. Drop your shoulders. Find a little bit of ease along with strength. Make sure you're just turning this leg out, pressing through all 10 toes. Take a big breath in, let it go. Let's cartwheel our hands, step back to plank, and move through your vinyasa. landing and meeting in downward facing dog. So trying to get your hips back as far as you can in this down dog. Spreading your fingertips, using your breath. Let's inhale, lift our left leg up and back. And you might remember this, so taking your knee towards your nose, coming forward, three-legged dog. Knee towards your nose, three-legged dog. Knee towards your nose, hold it here for 3, 2, 1. Shoot it back. And then gently, as quietly as you can, bring that foot between your hands. We're gonna hoist ourselves up on your fingertips. And take that back leg, hug it in, get really tight, really small, stretch it out. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Square up those hips and rise up in your crescent lunge. Really lifting up with those arms, maybe taking it back a little bit. Listening for your breath. Listening and feeling for that heartbeat. Just really being in the room with us. Now let's open up into our cactus. And then twist towards that leg over to the left. Giving it a moment here, really extending, lengthening. We'll spin back to the front. And we'll inhale, stretch everything really tall. And then lower in the lunge. And then stretch tall and lower. Inhale, exhale. Breathe in, light and love. Exhale out negativity. Again, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. When you get to the top, pause, and we'll revolve and we'll open into our Trikonasana. So we want to stick that hip out and then reach, 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 reach. This hand comes down. This hand reaches up. Open your heart. And be here in this glorious pose. It's one of those that really, if you let it, allows you to feel very powerful, very, very present. Pressing through those feet. We're about to use them again in just a moment. So we're going to flow between this Trikonasana and then Peaceful Warrior. So Trikonasana, take it at your own pace. Maybe you want to go faster, maybe you want to go slower, but you're weaving between one and the other. You're feeling it intuitively with your body. Up and over. I'm sorry to have my back to you. One more time. Maybe reach over really deeply with this arm. Take it back and then pause. Really savoring this reverse warrior 2. Using your breath. And then keep that bend in your left leg coming into your warrior 2. Good. It's a good opportunity to work on your alignment here so you can get lower towards the ground, spreading those arms in 2 directions. Imagine that somebody's giving you a little shoulder massage there, so you lower them. Finding some softness in your face. We'll cartwheel our hands down, step back into a plank, and move through your vinyasa. When you get to your down dog, take a big breath in. Let it go. Breathe in again. Let it go. We're going to do a few little flows here to work on our chaturangas. So bring your gaze towards your fingers. We're going to inhale and shift into a plank. So you should be able to keep your hands and feet where they are. Hugging the belly in towards your spine. Really squeeze these triceps as you lower halfway. Pause for a moment. Scoop up to your up dog. Really emphasizing each position. Back to your down dog.
Take a big lion's breath here. So breathing in through your nose, opening your mouth, releasing it out. Should be an audible sound. One more time. Breathing in through your nose. Open up that mouth, maybe stick out your tongue. Let it go. Good. Drishti towards your fingers. And you're going to shift forward into plank. Giving it a moment here. Really feeling this. Feeling your legs, feeling your feet pressing down. Those glutes are squeezing. Everything's working. Lower halfway. Maybe pause for a moment. Scoop up to your up dog. Back to your down dog. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I can feel it. Let's do another lion's breath. Breathing in. Open those mouths. Again, breathe in. And out. One more chaturanga. So shift forward into plank. Lower halfway. Hold in here. And then scoop up to up dog. Back to down dog. Yes. Let's lift high up on our tippy toes. And you're going to try to hop through so you land on your backs. Like I said, it's okay to play here. If it takes you 6 jumps, if it's really disjointed, that's okay. So our knees are up towards the sky. I'm going to do a few back bends. You're going to have your choice of 3. So if you're going to do a bridge, you want your knees straight up overhead. You should be able to take those fingers and graze the back of your heels here. Pressing the back on the mat. Inhale, lift your hips up in your bridge. Make sure that those knees aren't splaying out. You can interlock your fingers. And keep pushing yourself. Keep seeing if you can lift a little bit higher with your hips. Steady breath. And slowly lower down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Resist the urge to hug those knees in. We're going to spread our feet wide. Our knees are going to come towards each other. You can rock them a little bit from side to side if that's feeling nice. Otherwise, you can just find a little bit of stillness. Just catch your breath again. Calm yourself down. It's a good opportunity to make sure that you're not tightening up your facial muscles. Let's take another round here. So we can stick with bridge, or if you're feeling ready for wheel, by all means you can do wheel. So let's inhale and lift up into our second back bend. Again, if you want to, your hands can be down. And we're lifting up as high as we can. You can interlock. Find your edge and then just stay with it. You got this. Yoga is such a good training. It reminds us we can do hard things. We can get through it because we're fierce. We just stay with our breath. And let's slowly lower down. We'll take one more back bend. So same thing, feet come wide, knees come towards the center. Good. And really consciously feel and listen for your breath right now. What's it doing? Are you staying focused? Are you with us? Get yourself psyched up for our last back bend. I'm going to do wheel. If you want to, come and join me. So hands come up over here by our shoulders. Inhale, we lift up as high as we can with those bellies. Gorgeous, everyone. And let's hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tuck your heads slowly with so much control. Lower down. And this time you can hug those knees in. Give it a squeeze. You deserve it. You can rock a little bit side to side. Back and forth. Listening to your body. What does it need in this moment? As we start to wind down. Good, and we're gonna take our knees over to the left. Let's cactus those arms like we have many times before, and look away from the knees over to the right. Shoulders are pressed into the mat, starting to surrender, starting to let the ground hold you up. Mother Earth can certainly do that for you. Really concentrate in on that inhale, taking in love and light and courage and strength, all of the beautiful things. And then exhaling out all of the doubt, all of the negativity, anything that you don't need. Just let it go. Bring your knees through center, and then take them over to the right side, bringing the hips over to the left. Cactus those arms. Imagining that somebody's massaging and pressing down gently and lovingly, of course, with your shoulders, looking away from their knees. And feeling and listening and noticing your breath. This practice is also about paying attention. It's teaching us, how to be here, how to not, get too caught up in the past, too fixated on the future, just being here now. If we just stick with our breath, we're bound to just kind of stay here, present-minded. Turn up the corners of your mouth in a smile. Relax, you're doing amazing. Take those knees, bring them back towards center. This time, let's take a happy baby. So grabbing the outside of your feet. You can either find some stillness, maybe you want to sway and rock a little bit side to side. So many options, so many possibilities. Let's take the soles of our feet together, Supta Baddha Konasana, knees out wide. This is the last thing before our Shavasana. So I want you to take one hand on your heart, one on your belly. Maybe really start to get a little quieter so that you can really tune into what's happening in your body and your mind right now. So feeling that breath coursing through you. I want you to notice how you're feeling now versus when we started this practice. There's no right answer. It's just about paying attention and just seeing. Maybe there's poses that you particularly liked that opened something up, that helped you release. So it's just remembering. And always we know that every day is different. So maybe yesterday was difficult, but today, today there's hope. Today's something altogether different and new. And then I invite you to close your eyes, extend your legs, and bring yourself into your final resting pose. So use all the space that you have available to you. You can get really wide. Those legs can go even wider than your mat. Palms up, really open to opportunities and the heavens above. Close those eyes. And there's nothing left to do here except to let go. Just to release, let your body be very heavy. And from your feet to your fingertips, from your toes to your tummy, your face, just telling your whole body to relax. You deserve it. Shavasana is the most important posture that we'll do all practice because it's sealing in all of that great work that you did. So enjoy it. Close your eyes. I'll be back with you in just a moment.
you're certainly welcome to stay in your Shavasana. And maybe tiny little subtle movements to your fingers, your toes. You can move your head a little bit, very kindly, very respectfully. And stretch your legs and your arms really long in two directions. You're waking up from a nap. Roll over to one side. In your fetal position, you can rest your head in your hands. Keep those eyes closed for just a little bit longer. Use your hand just to bring yourself back up to seated. And find your preferred seated option here. We're sitting up just as tall and regally as we can. Your crown is up towards the sky, grounding down with those glutes, those seat muscles. Let's take our hands and bring it towards into our heart center. And just notice the connection that I've talked about a few times. So where you're connecting with the earth, how these thumbs are connecting with your heart here. Just give yourself a second for a little internal kind of investigation and journey. We'll take a big breath together to seal in our practice. Inhale, taking in all that beautiful dynamic energy and flow and smiles and anything that you need today. And slowly exhaling out all the gunk, anything that's not serving you. We bow our heads in recognition of our practice, in gratitude of all the hard work that you've done. And we all say, Namaste. Thank you guys so much. I love practicing with you, so thank you for joining. I'm Dina, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your night. Thanks so much.